All right, good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us for the business meeting for February 24th, 2026. The time is 2 p.m. In attendance are Commissioners Eberlein and Duncan. Commissioner Matari is traveling. And if you would join me in a moment of silence. Okay, thank you. And Ms. Smith, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. We have a couple changes to the agenda. We have one emergency addition, and I can ask Director Voller to speak to this, but essentially it is a building permit for the Dalton Gardens location, the Dalton Avenue location for the coroner's autopsy lab. And this does not necessarily approve the expenditure that will happen next week, but this approves it to go forward to be on the payables. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, correct. Due to the timing of getting a check cut so we can get the building permit, I've asked that this put on as an emergency agenda item so that we don't hold up the construction schedule.
Okay.
See, that's why we want to be having building to ASAP.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so I move that we add the emergency item of the Coeur d'Alene building permit for the coroner lab.
Where's it at?
It's right here. So I just need a second to add it to the agenda.
Second?
Yeah. Okay.
Commissioner Eberlein, Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. All right, and we'll get to you shortly. And then also, when Dr. Duke gets here, we'll handle his item so he can get back to work. So with that, I would take public comment.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Ron Hartman for the record. When you get to business item number 29 with requested transparency, I would request for the public that you tell us who is paying the matching $99,000 and what is the $99,000 purchasing. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, then we'll move on to meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for items 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Second?
Commissioner Eberlein,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. Motion passes. And consent calendar.
I'll make a motion for the consent calendar, items 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and is that it?
No,
Up through 23.
Oh, all the way down through 23.
I second that motion.
Commissioner Eberlein,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. All right. Payables. I move that we approve the payables for February 16 through 2026 in the amount of $1,438,246.35, along with jury panel payments in the amount of $671.35.
Second.
Commissioner Eberlein,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. All right, with that, if we can skip ahead to items 27 and 28 with Dr. Duke Johnston. So item 27 is board approval request. This is actually a ratification of a professional services agreement, Ricciardo. And we had approved this last week, but as an emergency item because there was a pending service that needed to be made. You just push the button.
Yes, and I believe that on the agenda we were talking about additional income for,
Yes, which will be the next item that
Oh,
we
okay.
handle. Yeah,
So-
so this is just item 27, the ratification for that. So-
okay, got it.
Right, and I understand that you already used his services.
We already did. Thursday morning was our first autopsy, and it went smoothly, so we're on our way.
Great.
And we've also are signing an agreement with 2 additional medical examiners who are interested, so we've now expanded to 3 potential ones in addition to an outside locum tenens group. So we are in good position.
Great. All right, so item 27, do you want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion for board approval request, ratify professional services agreement, Ricciardo, Coroner.
Second?
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 28, this is board approval request, and this is for higher duty pay and the coroner's office.
And this has to do with utilization of one of our death investigators who also is taking on the role of an autopsy assistant so that we don't have to hire another employee to perform autopsies. And so expanding the duo use skills of the new hire. And we actually hired her knowing that with the anticipation of having an autopsy facility and thought that it would save Kootenai County substantial money, but we'd like to also acknowledge the fact that the cases can be long, there are a lot of extra work, and so she's working full-time as a death investigator and spends 4 hours with an autopsy on top of that. So we were hoping to, looking at maybe increasing the income either $1.25 or $1.50, and we've settled on the $1.25.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and take this because we have to do it retroactive. I move that we approve the higher duty pay request as presented for the $1.25, retroactive to February 19th.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we can go back to our first item, item 25. Actually, should we handle yours next? That might keep things cleaner. All right, so this is the item of approving the building permit for the City of Coeur d'Alene for the coroner's lab to come forward into payables next week. So, and the amount is $17,629.63. Okay, any questions on that, Mark?
Nope.
Okay, I move that we approve the emergency item of the building permit to be approved to come to payables next week.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. All right, you can take this. Okay. Item 25, this is a bid award, and this is for bid number 25 JC-KC-03 and 01. This is the I-90 Armstrong Park to Sunnyside 50-acre FireSmart project in our Office of Emergency Management. Ms. Littlefield.
Yes, Andrea Littlefield for the record. Kootenai County Office of Emergency Management is requesting the Board of County Commissioners to approve the bid award for the Joint Chiefs FireSmart grant. This is for I-90 Armstrong Park to Sunnyside project for 50 acres of hazardous fuel treatment. We had 6 responsive bidders, qualified bidders, respond to our notice inviting bids, with Imperial Forestry LLC garnering the lowest bid.
Okay. Any questions?
So can this be put together with both of them?
No, they're 2 separate issues. This one's a bid award, and so we need to mention Imperial Forestry if you want me to take that one, and then you could do the next one. Let me do
I
that.
think I can actually read.
Okay, but Imperial Forestry's,
So bid award, bid 25 JCKC 03 and 01, 190 Armstrong Park, Sunnyside, 50-acre FireSmart project, Office of Emergency Management.
and I would second the bid award going to Imperial Forestry LLC.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. Item 26, Forest Lake at Mullan Trail. This is for 14 acres, and it's Majestic View Forestry, LLC, Bernhard, and I believe this is a contract approval. And Ms. Littlefield again.
Yes. Andrea Littlefield for the record. Kootenai County Office of Emergency Management is requesting that the Board of County Commissioners approve the contract between Kootenai County and Majestic View Forestry, LLC in the amount of $22,365 for 14.02 acres of hazard fuel hand treatment for the Joint Chief Forest Lake at Mullan Trail FireSmart project.
All right. Any questions?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Forest Lake at Mullan Trail, 14.2 acres. Majestic View Forestry, LLC, Bernhard, Office of Emergency Management.
I second that contract approval.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. All right, moving ahead to items 29 and 30. I think we can handle these together. This is grant agreement C2579KC, and this is Idaho Transportation Department FTA 5339 statewide funding agreement, the bus and bus facilities program, in the amount of $396,000 with a match of $99,000 in our transit department. And there's also a board approval request of the purchase orders for the grant-funded replacement of end-of-life paratransit buses. And Mr. Engel, you're on the phone?
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record. So we are seeking approval for the grant agreement with the Idaho Transportation Department for the purchase of our demand response and paratransit vehicles with FTA 5339 funds. This includes $396,000 in grant funding with $99,000 in jurisdiction cash match. This agreement has been reviewed by legal, and for the second, the PO, we're looking to proceed with the purchase order of our 4 replacement paratransit buses using grant funds that have already been awarded and designated specifically for vehicle replacement. This request does not expand service, add routes, or increase staffing, or raise the operating budget. It is strictly the planned replacement of vehicles that have reached the end of their federally defined useful life. Again, legal has no objections to this, and they have reviewed it.
Okay, and then when you say jurisdictional match, what do you mean by that specifically?
It's the contributing jurisdictions cash match. So the cash match that we get from Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene, Dalton Gardens, Hutter, and Hayden.
Okay. And all that total is going to the purchase of the 4 buses, which is the item 30 for the end of life.
Yes, for the end of the useful life, that the replacement of the 4, we had 4 Chevy buses that were 2016s that are needing replaced.
Okay. Questions?
No.
Motion? No motion either?
I'm not going to, nay.
Okay. So I'll just read a couple things into the record. These 4 2016 Chevy Express 4500 transit buses have met or exceeded the Federal Transit Administration useful life standard of 5 years or 150,000 miles. These vehicles now range from approximately 147,000 to over 180,000 miles and are experiencing significant mechanical failures, including transmission replacements, engine misfires, fuel system issues, suspension failures, electrical malfunctions, and cooling system breakdowns. One unit is limited to emergency-only service due to imminent engine failure. Another requires a full engine replacement because of critical oil pressure. Our annual fleet maintenance budget is approximately $34,000 and is designed primarily for preventative maintenance, tires, inspections, brakes, fluids, and minor repairs. It is not structured to absorb major component failures. A single engine replacement costs about $10,000 and a transmission about $7,000. 1 or 2 major failures can consume a substantial portion of the maintenance budget, reducing our ability to perform required preventative maintenance across the fleet. Preventative maintenance is mandated under FTA regulations and is not discretionary. Diverting funds to repeatedly rehabilitate end-of-life vehicles increases the risk of noncompliance, service interruptions, and liability exposure. More importantly, recurring mechanical failures present real safety concerns for passengers and drivers, including roadway breakdowns, compromised braking or suspension systems, overheating, and electrical failures. Continued short-term repairs increase downtime, missed trips, strain on remaining vehicles, and operational risk. The county currently has $978,380.72 in awarded grant and matching jurisdictional cash match funds designated specifically for vehicle replacement under FTA 5310 and 5339 programs. These are capital funds and by law and grant agreement cannot be used for preventive maintenance, engine replacements, or rehabilitation. If we do not proceed with replacement, these funds cannot be redirected to repair existing vehicles. And so it does take about a year to get these buses, so any delay causes a problem to our most vulnerable risk because these are paratransit buses, and these are people getting to medical appointments, to grocery stores, and people who can't use the regular fixed route services. So I just wanted that to be part of the record, and we'll have to bring these back to March 3rd or March 10th at this point. So moving on to item 31, professional services agreement. This is ClientFirst Technology Consulting with our Auditor's Department, and Ms. Falcon, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Brandy Falcon for the record. I'm just looking for board approval on the professional services agreement with the software consultant that my office and IT selected to help us go through the process of looking for a new ERP system. IT, my office, and legal has reviewed the agreement, and the funds are already in the auditor's office budget for FY26.
Okay, and we budgeted 110, not 100. Is that correct?
We budgeted 110.
Perfect. All right, questions, motion?
I'll make a motion for advisory board appointment. Scott
We're on
Tost.
31.
Pardon?
30, item 31.
Okay, I'm sorry. Professional services agreement, ClientFirst Technology Consulting Auditor.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 32, this is advisory board appointment. This is Scott Tostengard. He's an alternate for the Kootenai County Fair, and this term would expire January 15th of 2029.
Second.
Sarah, did you have anything to add?
I don't have anything to add. I didn't know if you wanted any information, but just that he's the alternate that the board selected.
Okay. All right, do you want me to make the motion?
I can read. Advisory board appointment, Scott Tostengard, alternate, Kootenai County Fair, term expiring 1/15 of 2029, BOCC.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 33, this is an advisory board appointment, Dave Paul with the Kootenai County Fair, and this would be a permanent voting position and term expiring January 17th of 2028.
Second.
So Paul has been our longest standing alternate for the Fair Advisory Board, and with the vacancy created by Linda Ryder's passing, the board selected him to move into the full-time position.
Okay. Motion?
Yep, the motion advisory board appointment, Dave Paul, Kootenai County Fair, term expiring 1/17 of 2028, BOCC.
I second that appointment.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan.
Aye. Item 34, this is an advisory board appointment, Kristy Reed Johnson to the Aquifer Protection District, term expiring December 31st of 2026.
So the advisory board had a vacancy created by a resignation. Applications were received, and the board interviewed 2 applicants and selected Kristy Reed Johnson to fill that role.
Motion? Motion.
Second. Advisory Board appointment, Kristy Reed Johnson, Aquifer Protection District, term expiring 12/31/2026, BOCC.
I second that appointment.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. All right, item 35. This is resolution number 2026-28. This is surplus equipment asset deletion with our prosecuting attorney. Mr. Mortensen, please.
Oh, Stanley Mortensen for the record. This is just a housekeeping matter. There's some software my office just doesn't use anymore, and at the urging of the auditor's office, we're asking to have that removed from our list of assets.
All right, questions, motion?
Motion, resolution 2026-28, surplus equipment, asset deletion, prosecuting attorney.
I second that.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. All right, items 36 and 37 can be handled together, and then probably 38 and 39 handled. So this is resolution 2026-29 and 30. This is classification of treasurer records and destruction of treasurer records with Ms. Smith.
Jill Smith, Chief Deputy Treasurer for the record. We are requesting permission to destroy records that have reached their retention period as exhibited in Exhibit A.
Okay, any questions?
Nope.
Okay, that's items 36 and 37. Motion?
Yes. 36 and 37, destroy resolution 2631. Resolution 2026-32, destroy treasurer's digital records maintained on base.
We're on items 36 and 37.
Thank
It's
you.
Resolutions 29 and 30.
Resolution 2026-29, classify treasurer's records. Resolution 2026-30, destroy treasurer's records, treasurer.
I second both of those resolution approvals.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. All right, items 30 and 39. This is resolution numbers 2026-31 and 32, which is more classification and destruction of treasurer records, but these are digital records maintained in on-base. Ms. Smith.
Jill Smith, Chief Deputy Treasurer for the record. We are also requesting permission in the future to automatically destroy records that are maintained in on-base. We are fortunate in that all the treasurer records that are currently in on-base have the same retention period. They're semi-permanent and it's a 5-year retention period. What this would allow is for IT to set it up so that when our records become 5 years plus current year, they will just automatically be destroyed instead of having to come in front of the board.
All right. Is there anything specific in the motion that you want? Because it's kind of future approval. Want to think about it?
Yeah, I'm not sure that there can be a blanket classification for records in the future.
Okay.
Can we table this one?
Yeah.
I submitted this with the recommendation of IT. When we were setting up on base, they recommended that we program the retention period for the records, and then that when they became the required age, it would be set up.
Maybe I didn't understand what was happening.
Okay. I think if it's okay with you, we'll bring this back next week. We just want to double check one thing, that it just may have to be something that's brought before the board before that deletion happens automatically. So we just want to double check that.
And just for your information, I think that the idea is it would be similar to what happens with our emails when they
Correct.
are 2 years old.
Yeah, so we just want to double check that.
And how about if I set it up for maybe next month?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, that concludes our business, so public comment. All right, hearing none, the time is 2:24, meeting adjourned. Thank you.